It's Fadnis here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through your reading skills lesson for today. So yesterday you should have listened to the whole of chapter 4, and in that chapter you would have learnt a little bit more about Count Olaf and how he treats the orphans. You will have yesterday also answered some retrieval questions based on chapter 4. Now today, what we're going to do is we are going to again use the skill of retrieving information using evidence from the text, but this time we're going to be using the whole text. So a key skill that we're going to need for today is to locate relevant parts of the text. And that does mean flicking from the beginning of the chapter all the way through to the end. And we're going to be scanning for keywords. And in a moment, I will be telling you what those keywords are. What we also need to make sure that we can do is select the most appropriate information needed to answer the question. Because today we're not getting a range of questions. We're actually going to have one question or one task that we need to complete. And one of the main things that we need to make sure that we do correctly today is apply the information from the text in order to answer the question. So what is our task today? Now, our task is actually creating a character portrait, but rather than drawing a picture, we're going to be using words. And I thought a fun way of doing this would be to create a little graffiti wall. So if you can see in the corner of your screen, a little pink box with lots of words. They're all adjectives. And today what we're going to do is we're going to think of appropriate adjectives to describe Count Olaf. And in chapter 4, we see a lot more of him. We get information about how he looks, how he behaves, what his personality is like, and how he treats the orphans. We're going to have to scan through the whole of chapter 4 looking for evidence of what Count Olaf is like. Because in order to answer this question or complete this task, we need to gather as much information as we can. If you wish to also use a thesaurus to up-level your adjectives, then please do. So let's give you an example. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a section of the text, and this is from the beginning of the chapter, and it says here, Justice Strauss was kind enough to escort them to the market to buy the necessary ingredients. Count Olaf had not left them very much money, but the children were able to buy everything they needed. Now, though this isn't directly about Count Olaf, it's more about the children and what they're doing with Justice Strauss. In this part of the text, we still get a little bit of information of what Count Olaf's like. He does not give them very much money. So, what does that tell us about him? What kind of adjective could I use to describe him? Well, someone who doesn't spend much money is sometimes called mean. Now, I don't want to use the word mean. I want to up-level that. So what I've done is I've looked in a thesaurus and I've actually looked up the word mean, and it's given me a different word. It's given me the word miserly. Miserly is a synonym for mean. Now, it's not just good enough to write on a piece of paper in nice bubble writing the word miserly, because obviously, as you know, all good readers are able to back their opinion up with evidence from the text, and that's what we're expecting you to do today. So on your little graffiti wall, not only will you have words describing Count Olaf, but you'll also have the information from the text that backs your opinion up. So I'm calling Count Olaf miserly. I'm saying he's mean. And why am I saying that? Because he had not given the children a lot of money, but he actually expected them to buy enough food to feed over 10 people. And that's my evidence from the text. So today, Bronze Challenge, we would like you to find 3 adjectives from the whole of chapter 4 to describe Count Olaf. And we'd like you to back each adjective up with some evidence from the text, just like I did with the word miserly. Now, the silver challenge, we're challenging you to find 5 adjectives to describe Count Olaf. And again, we'd like you to back your adjective choice with evidence. Now, the gold challenge, you're doing the same. You're finding 5 adjectives, but this time, rather than focusing on Count Olaf's appearance, because there are some little descriptions of what Count Olaf looks like, we'd like you to focus on his personality. What is he like? And how do you know? What evidence is there to prove that he is what you say he is? And that's your task for today. Bye.